everyone, and welcome to Mystic Moonstone's weekly angel card reading. If you hear any snuffles or anything, I've got Bella in the corner because she gave me my blue bag back but refused to leave. Okay, first card we have this week is Archangel Haniel, and it's the card of beauty. When Archangel Haniel comes in around us, it's actually about connecting with our inner talents, connecting with what's inside of us. And with this card, it's about seeing the beauty of who we are instead of trying to compare ourselves always to someone else or trying to be something that we're not. And, you know, just kind of taking ourselves out of that comfort zone all the time because we're so busy comparing instead of just realising this is who we are and this is how we shine. Everyone's uniquely different. Okay, so Archangel Haniel, the beauty card, really is about being comfortable with yourself. Just going to have a look at the influence card. And we have the card of emotions. So for some of you, the beginning of the week may start off quite emotional. You may be feeling, like I was saying, out of your comfort zone. And when we're out of our comfort zone, when we're always stressing about what's coming next or ourselves not being good enough, then we tend to sort of cut away from our intuition and we stop listening, we block ourselves. Okay, so emotions need to be honoured, they need to be looked at. If you can do something about them, all very well and good. If you find, you know, it's something that's totally out of your control, then try and let it go. Like, let the tears flow, because the tears are cleansing. And then think about, okay, what do I have? What have I got to be grateful for? And I'm sure if you look, you will find something. So you start with the small things and build up. Okay, let's go to midweek. I love those two cards. So pretty. Okay, midweek we've got Archangel Azrael and we've got completion. So something is going to come to either an ending or you're going to reach a completion in the way that something's naturally supposed to end or you're supposed to naturally reach that completion. So if you've been striving to do something, you may find midweek you actually are successful. Okay, so this is a very positive card, not a negative card. It's a completion. It doesn't say ending. Okay, it doesn't say something that's negative. It says completion. Completion is actually achieving something. It's actually success. Okay, so let's just have a look at the influence cards. Get them shuffling right. Ooh, can't shuffle today. Completely lost the ribbon. Okay, and we have the card of home. So for some of you, if you're in the process of looking for a new home, going for a home, you may find that you actually complete this week. You sign on the dotted lines. For others, it may be an ending to something that needs to be ended, as in a relationship that maybe hasn't been serving a purpose, has reached its natural completion. Or it could be a complete flip around for some of you where, you know, if you've been going through a lot, like we had the emotional cards to start with, you get to the midweek and you actually come to a completion of that time of turmoil. Okay, so if so completion can mean many, many different things. It doesn't just mean an abrupt end. Okay, and with Archangel Azrael, he is a spiritual counsellor, so he will help you as you go through whatever this is. You know, it can be the completion of a job because it's time to move on. As I keep saying, completion is achievement. Okay, so let's just have a look and see the end of the week. And we have Archangel Raziel and Divine Mystery. Archangel Raziel helps us to read the signs. He's the mystic of the angels. And sometimes when he comes around, he can show us that things have happened for a reason. Okay. You know, we all say hindsight is a wonderful thing, sort of thing, you know, but quite often when we go through something and we look back, we do see that maybe it was a blessing in disguise, maybe something had to end so that something else can begin. Okay, so that card is a real positive affirmation coming in after that middle card. And we have the angel of prayer. Okay, ask the universe and angels for help and guidance. So once again, you know, it's almost like we're talking about the signs. That goes very well with that card. The signs that are coming in, they're being brought into you by the universe, and you know, the angels are wanting you to watch for those signs. So if a job has come to a completion and you suddenly feel drawn to, I don't know, look in your local paper or go online or speak to somebody you haven't spoken to for a while and they said, oh yeah, there's this job going, you can see that as being a sign. Okay, if a relationship has come to an end and suddenly somebody else gets in touch with you, or you keep bumping into someone, or you keep hearing a name in a song, or you put on the telly and there's the name comes up, then you pick up the newspaper and the same name comes up, that's a sign. Okay, you know, the same with if you was doing a house move and you I don't know, signed on the dotted line, and then you went somewhere and saw Home Sweet Home, that can be a sign, as well as all the other signs of feathers and rainbows and robins, you know. And what quite often happens when we identify a sign, especially if it's brought to us by a loved one, we keep seeing the same sign, because, you know, the loved one goes, hey, they're actually getting that, they actually have noticed that. Okay, so so you may find it's a sign that's actually significant to you. I once did a reading for a lady, and whenever she saw a magpie, it meant something specific was going to happen to her, and she was normally quite right, you know. So, as I'm saying, that was just her loved one sending that message that they knew she was going to take notice of. Okay, so I'll just do a very quick recap. I can feel movement on this side. That's right, she's not going to bounce all over us. Okay, the first card is the Archangel Haniel. It's about connecting with the inner self. Okay, the inner self. Very feminine energies with that card, but it doesn't matter if you're male or female. We all have a male side and a female side, and the feminine side is actually the sensitivity, getting in touch with our emotions, which kind of brings us on to the next card. Okay, the card of emotions, and you know, we should always honour emotions. 9 times out of 10, things happen in a way that's actually worse than they should, because we've bottled up our emotions. We've not faced them, we've buried our head in the sand, or we've put a mask on. And sometimes, you know, even if it's only in the quietness of your own room, you actually need to embrace, acknowledge and honour that you have a right. Okay, that's important. You have a right to however you are feeling. So if you feel sad and everybody's saying to you, chin up, and you want to cry, you go and you cry and you let those tears flow, because it's the salt tears of cleansing. Okay, if you want to laugh, laugh. If you want to be angry, you know. And this is the thing, we have to acknowledge and embrace our emotions in order to let them go. If you just keep them bottled down, all you will end up doing is breeding a whole load of resentment that's going to spew forth, and quite often hit the wrong person in the face. Okay, we quite often hurt the one we love, and so, you know, so that resentment needs to be let out, and it needs to be let out slowly, okay, and steady, and not in this great kind of gush. And then we go to midweek, Archangel Azrael, and the card of completion, so something's completing. I keep looking at the home card, so I do feel for a few this will be the right house move is found, put my teeth back in, signing on the dotted line. Okay, it can be at the completion, coming to the end of maybe uncertainty and knowing it's time to move love into the home, time to move the relationship forward. For others, it will be a completion because you just know the relationship's not working. Okay, as I said, completion is, to me, is about control. It's about achievement. Okay, it's not like somebody saying this is an ending. This is a completion. You actually reached completion. Okay, you know, completion is complete, and that's the way to look at that card. Okay, we go to the end, Archangel Raziel, the mystic of the angels. I love Archangel Raziel. There is another way of looking at this, as I'm looking at these cards as well. Archangel Raziel is the angel who connects us with our past life. Okay, and our past life connects us with our inner skills, whatever they may be. Quite often, especially when people come to things later in life, and they kind of draw on skills and talents that have been dormant, and quite often those skills and talents have actually been brought with them from previous lifetimes. Okay, so if you link that with the first card, it's Archangel Raziel asking you to look deep within yourself and to actually bring those skills forward. Okay, and the last card is Archangel, it's not, sorry, not Archangel. You can see these aren't scripted, can't you? The last card is the Angel of Prayer, and it's ask the universe and angels for help and guidance, okay? And that's just a reminder that you're not alone, you're not going through any of this alone. I mean, you've got Archangel Raziel for starters to help you to pick up on the signs, okay? But they are there, your loved ones are there, you know, your angels are there. And you are a child of the universe, and there is, everyone has pathways as long as they're willing to go on them, as long as they're willing to listen to their intuition and to keep moving forward. Okay, I think I've got to the end of this reading. Thank you for listening. It's always a pleasure to read for you. Love and light to you all. Bye. Before I go on to the draw this week, I want to do something a little bit different. What I want to do is to explain how we work and how I work. Mel does the magic of the editing, but the cards, if you can see, they're just a pack of cards. Okay. Not all the same, none of them are marked. I've got no pieces of paper so I can feel for the card that I want. Okay, if you look, they're just cards. And I haven't got a clue what Spirit's going to throw my way until I turn that card. So there's no way that I can ever script this. There's no way I can think in advance, oh, I would really like to speak about this week, or I'd like to go down this thing, because I haven't got a clue what Spirit's throwing at me. When you do platform, you do a philosophy. And when you do a philosophy, you spend maybe a day or so, me with my little brain, maybe a week or so, thinking, okay, I'm going to talk about the 7 principles. Today I'm going to talk in my philosophy about personal responsibility. And then you build your philosophy upon that. Can't do that here. I would love to do that. I would love to say, okay, today I'm going to talk about love, or today I'm going to keep the theme to about careers, or, you know, do you understand what I'm saying? That this is all completely off the cuff. So, what you get is just me, little old me. And quite often, you know, I will trip over my words. I will possibly say the wrong word. I will, as Mal goes mad at me, make mistakes on dates and things. But that's because it's all coming off the cuff. And it's really quite hard when you're looking at a camera and you're trying to engage with you out there, because when I read for you. But then at the same time, I'm listening all the time. I'm listening to my guides as they're chattering on, and one of my guides who's always with me has a very strong accent, and she's chattering on and she's going to me, stay disciplined, you know, and then throwing one word at me here and there, and I'm thinking, okay, I've got to go with that, I've got this card, and then I've got my intuition itself coming in, and my vocabulary that I've built up with the cards, and I'm trying to engage with you. So can you see where sometimes, you know, if it looks like I'm either stuttering or I'm lisping? Well, my lisp I can't help because I've got a lisp. It's basically because this is me, waltz and all. Okay, this is me engaging with you, engaging with them, and listening to my intuition. And what you get is the kind of rawness of me, I suppose. So I just wanted you to know how this works, because you know, I know it might confuse some of you, and you may think I have several takes of putting down a card, then we kind of do another one. It's not the way it works, okay? It's all shuffled out there, and I haven't got a clue what curveball they're going to throw me. I can honestly say to you, I say a prayer every single time before I do this video, for them not to throw me too many curveballs. And so far they've been kind to me, so I'm grateful to that. And I'm grateful to all of you for putting up with me. Thank you. Love and light. You know, our page is only as strong as the people who visit it. It's only as special as the people who visit it. I've always said that. And there's always room for more visitors. There's always room for more people to come in, you know. I mean, I think the more we have, the more the energy grows. So please feel free to share our page. Love and light to you all. Bye. Okay, we've got round to the part I call the draw. I will stop my waffling this week, I promise. Okay, let's just have a look and see who's coming out. Who's coming out to play? Right, it's Bernie Rice. Congratulations, Bernie. Yes, I have my blue bag back. Okay, let's see. Oops. Okay, Bernie, I don't know if you've been going through a particularly difficult time recently. I haven't connected with you enough to be able to just go yes or no. But we have Archangel Jeremiah, and we have the overcoming difficulties. Okay, and this card is telling you that the worst is now behind you. You are surmounting any previous challenges, and I love this card. You know, when I do a personal reading, it's always a card I like to see come up, because when you look at it, the angel is quite literally soaring over the mountain, and I feel the mountain is symbolic, that you've had a mountain to climb, and that you are the angel, and you are the one who has found her wings and is taking flight. Okay, so when you look back over the last 2 or 3 months, they may have been particularly difficult. You may have been feeling rather down and rather, as I'm looking at the brown, I want to say quite grounded, but bogged down kind of grounded, not grounded and secure, and maybe feeling that you haven't had a lot of choices, not quite knowing where you want to go forward, not quite knowing what you want to do. Okay, but I actually feel as we've got into March in particular, you've started to see a light, and that light has led you forward, and I feel now we're in April, you're going to see further improvements, and you know, and I feel there's going to be big changes coming in around you, and I really feel that as we get to August, I feel you're going to be very emotional around that time. Okay, I want to go August, possibly September time as well, but I feel it's going to be emotional. You know, I was talking about tears being cleansing. Okay, they're salt water, they're cleansing. They take away the toxins, they take out the emotions that are bogging us down. I keep wanting to use the word bog with you today, sorry. I don't know if somebody's been talking to you about feeling bogged down or something, or whether it's just yourself, Bernie, but you know, that word keeps, it's not a word I normally sort of throw around, but it's a word that keeps coming out, it's what I keep hearing. Okay. And you know, and I feel that as you come out of September into October, you're going to feel like a new woman. Okay, I'm not saying you're going to feel bogged down, by the way, from now to October, so don't think that, because I actually feel that each month you're going to get better. I just kind of feel an onslaught of emotion around that time, but I feel that emotion needs to come out. Okay, and I actually feel that it will actually help with the heart. And I feel, so possibly somebody new coming in around that time, or moving things forward around that time, but also Archangel Jeremiah is the angel of reflection. So I feel, Bernie, you'll be doing a lot of reflecting, a lot of looking back, possibly a little bit of comparing, but then you will go forward with this idea that you are safe, that you know that you have overcome all the previous challenges and you're ready to move forward. So quite a sort of long-term reading, this one, as it's coming in. Okay, but I really want to say to you, you've got your wings this year, and you are going to soar, and you're going to be able to look back. You know, we were talking about hindsight. Well, I feel it's going to be looking back and just seeing how far you've come, what a high mountain you climbed, but you've had the courage to do it. Okay, do you understand the name Geraldine? I've got the name Geraldine coming in around you. I feel this is somebody on the earth plane. I don't feel in spirit. Okay, and I feel that there's a Mary in spirit that comes around as well. Okay, and possibly is connected with this Geraldine. I don't know, but I'm just getting Geraldine. I feel this could either be a friendship link, or somebody, but it feels like a positive energy, okay, and it's on the earth plane. And I want to say, if you don't know who this Geraldine is, watch for her coming in, because I feel when she comes in or when she's around you, I get a real sense of upliftment and joy. And also watch out for a Joe on the earth plane, okay? I don't know, I keep getting the name Joe. I feel that could be linked to the heart. Linked, I'm not being told if it's the one or just connected to the one, if that makes sense. I hate it when they do that. I hate it when they go linked. But anyway, that's the way it's being given. You know where I am if you need a chat or anything, okay? Okay, Bernie, so I'm going to give you back the love of spirit, but Mary is definitely in spirit, and I just kind of feel, I almost feel like she wants to wrap her arms around you and say to you, you know, that you're doing a fine job, you're doing a fine job, and, you know, and not to be worrying about the young man. I don't know who the young man is, but I just got, don't be worrying about the young man. The young man's doing fine, okay? You're doing a grand job with him, okay? So don't go worrying about the young man. I don't know which one it is, but I'm just getting the young man. He will overcome whatever it is that he needs to overcome, and he will do it successfully. Okay, that mountain is definitely going to be climbed. Okay. And I've got to ask one last thing. Are you thinking about going on a coach trip? Okay, because I've got a coach trip coming up. Don't like coach trips very much myself. I'm not a very good traveller, but yeah, definitely a coach trip, or yeah, it feels like a coach trip, but it doesn't feel like just going from one side of town to the other. It kind of feels like something that's quite special, and it's a gathering of people, an event, something that's quite special and quite close to your heart. And I feel that's going to be coming up in the next couple of months. Okay. I'm going to say thank you for participating. Everybody else knows how to get in the bag. And Bernie, you've got a lot of love from spirit around you, a lot of love. I don't want to go into it too much, but I'm actually feeling a Mao energy coming in, and I just feel so much love, and I know it's just aimed at you. Okay, you're doing fine, you're doing okay, and you're going to get through this, and you're going to get over it, and you're going to look back and you're going to realise just how well you've done. Okay, so with the love of spirit, I'm going to say goodbye, Bernie. Bye.